Hello everyone, this is Nate here with another Python tutorial. In this tutorial I'll be showing you some more advanced math and how to use the eval built-in function. So let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about is PEMDAS, or order of operations. In regular algebra it's like that, but in programming it is like this. That is, in the algebra one, we have parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. In the programming way, we have parentheses, exponents, multiplication, modulus, division, addition, subtraction. So just add modulus in. Modulus takes the same precedence as multiplication and division. So go ahead and show you that. If I have 3 times 2 plus 1, then that will give me 7, because multiplication is executed first and then it adds. If I did that backwards, then 1 plus 3 times 2 still gives me 7 order operations. If I want to add 1 and 3 first, then I can put that in parentheses so that can be executed first, and then multiply by 2, so that will give me 8. Let me show you one with the modulus. So 5 modulus 2, which we all know is 1, plus 3, so that would be 4. So that's just pretty basic order of operations. You can mess around with it and change it a bit, just like you do in algebra. So next thing I want to talk about is division. Well, we already talked about division, but there's a few more things I want to add to that. As I showed you previously, if I did 9 divided by 3, then it gives us 3. But a very interesting thing about that is if I do 9 divided by 2, then that gives me 4.5. So that gives me a decimal, or a float, like we talked about in the last video. If I do 9 divided by 2, if you do 2 division signs, this is called integer division, and this just gives you an integer, and instead of rounding, it just chops off the decimal, so it pretty much rounds down all the time in all cases. That's a very useful tool. In other programming languages, if you use this type of operation, most of the time it just defaults to integer division, but that's nice with Python that they give you the option of integer division instead of having to set up floats and stuff like that, or doubles. Doubles is the same thing as a float, with a few advanced characteristics, which I'll probably make a video about later. So that's integer division. Next thing I want to talk about is big numbers in Python. So Python handles big numbers amazingly, if that is a word, I don't know. So if I do 3,333 to the power of 255, that gives us this giant number. You can even make that a bit bigger. Do that to the power of that. Might take a while, but it'll calculate it. Unless I crashed it. And I crashed it. Wow, that was really good of me. Oh. Hold on a second. Yeah, that's embarrassing. Okay, so like I was saying, let me go ahead and open that up. Well, we were using shell, so we're going to use that. We can use big numbers like that. That's better. I don't know what I was thinking doing that. So that's big numbers. Next thing I want to talk about is comparisons in Python. So how you would do a comparison is like, if we want to know if 5 is greater than 3, then we can do that, and it'll give us true. If we want to know that 5 is less than 3, then that'll give us false. The comparison operators in Python are less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, and not equal to. So let me go ahead and show you all of those. Is 5 greater than or equal to 5? And that gives us true. Is 5 less than or equal to 5? And then that gives us true. Okay, moving on to equality. So if I have is 5 equal to 43, then that'll give me false. If I have is 5 not equal to 43, then that will give me true. So that's comparisons. The final thing I want to talk about in this video is the eval function, or evaluation. And let me go ahead and switch over to my multi-line thing. I don't even need multi-lines. What am I doing? Oh well, just in case we need that feature. So if I do, if the eval function is another built-in function in Python, and it takes a string as its parameter, and we can use 3 times 3, and that'll give me 9. It's very important that you use quotation marks and make it a string, or else it'll give you a syntax error. So if I want to see that, remember we need to use the print function. So inside the print function, we use the eval function, and inside the eval function, we use our operation. So that'll give us 9. If I take the string capabilities away from that, then that will just give me a syntax error because there's spaces and it doesn't know what I'm referring to. So that's the eval function. And I hope you enjoyed that. Oh, one more thing. Just a quick side note, this is a new feature in Python 3 that they don't have in Python 2. It's very handy. In Python 2, you had 2 types of input, raw input and regular input, and which regular input just evaluated expression. Well, in Python 3, they just changed raw input to input, and that's pretty much the same thing as raw input. And if you want to evaluate something, then you just put an eval function in there and use a string for that. So that's pretty nice if you want for people who are making calculators and stuff like that, or shell-based things for Linux, etc. So I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. It was kind of long, but had some good stuff in there. So I'll see you guys next time.